Hey everybody, welcome back to Horror Flicks with Nick. Today I'm going to be reviewing Barbarian, which just came out in theaters this week. Barbarian is about a young woman who arrives at her Airbnb late at night, only to find that her rental has been mistakenly double booked and a strange man is already staying there. Against her better judgment, she decides to stay the night anyway, but soon discovers that there is much more to be afraid of in the house than the other house guest. I've talked about Barbarian a number of times on my channel prior to its release. This was easily my most anticipated horror movie of the last 2 years. The number one reason for that was because I am a huge fan of the director Zach Cregger. Zach Cregger is yet another comedian turned horror director and is from the comedy sketch show Whitest Kids You Know. I truly cannot overstate how much I have watched and rewatched every single sketch from Whitest Kids. That show was a gigantic part of my childhood. I love the Five Guys, and I would have watched and supported Zach's new movie no matter what. But thankfully, the Whitest Kids You Know connection wasn't the only reason I was beyond hyped to see this. Barbarian also has been getting a lot of buzz online. I saw its trailer all over social media. I'd talked to a number of people online and offline who were equally excited to see this. The reception from early screenings were overwhelmingly positive, and directors like James Gunn and Edgar Wright were heavily praising the film. So now the question is, did Barbarian live up to all this massive hype? Did it surpass my extremely lofty expectations? Yes. Hell yes. I'm not going to beat around the bush, I'm just going to say it. Barbarian is without a doubt the best horror movie I have seen in 2022, and probably 2021 as well. From the second the movie opened, literally right up until the credits hit, there was never a single dull moment. Barbarian was a total heart-stopping, pulse-pounding roller coaster ride. Barbarian was not just thoroughly entertaining, but was also thoroughly terrifying. It's not just some cheap jumpscare fest. Barbarian puts its characters, and by proxy, its audience, into situations that are completely unimaginable and unthinkable. I consider myself a horror veteran at this point, but I am not too proud to admit I was watching some scenes through my fingers. There are so many great horror moments throughout, but one standout shot with a figure slowly emerging and coming into frame from the end of a hallway was absolutely bone-chilling, and something that will stick in my mind for years to come. Barbarian has just about everything you want in a horror movie. Long drawn-out suspense, effective jump scares, blood and guts, twists and turns, and a horrifying truth at the center of the story you will never see coming. I won't even hint at what truly is going on. I went into this movie blind, and I think that is the best way to experience Barbarian. All I will say is Barbarian has the most original story and premise I have seen for a horror film in forever. Ultimately, overall, Barbarian is the exact type of movie that reminds me exactly why horror is my favorite genre. You are simply not seeing a comedy or drama or western that pushes boundaries like this movie. Barbarian is hilarious at times, terrifying at others. Watching this with an audience, I can't count the number of gasps, chuckles, and screams that I heard. I can't count the amount of times I turned to my neighbor to mouth, "What the fuck is going on?" I left the theater with the biggest dumb grin on my face, like I was a kid on Christmas morning. I promise you will see things in this movie you have never seen before. Barbarian is truly one of a kind. Do yourself a favor and see this in theaters opening weekend. I know I will be going to see this again as soon as I can. Overall, I give Barbarian a 9 out of 10. Anyways, those are just my thoughts on Barbarian. If you've seen Barbarian, please in the comments below let me know what you thought of it. As well, please leave a comment letting me know what you think of this new setup. I just moved to a new place. I'm still trying to figure out how to use the space best. I got the guy back there in the red, my director's chair, DVDs. So again, yeah, if you like anything, dislike anything, have any suggestions for how I should tweak it, do you like the red and the blue, let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, Horror Flicks with Nick. Twice a week, I post horror reviews, commentaries, and short recommendations for horror movies you should watch on Netflix and other streaming services. Thank you all for watching my review of Barbarian. I'll see you all back next week for my review for Pearl.